But that's what you get with him.
Thanks for listening to the AZ12 podcast. I'm your host, Mike Luke, joined by Jason Shear and John Brogan. We got Cody Martin behind there, everybody in there. All right, guys, we got a lot to get to this show, but first and foremost, I think that we're going to talk about Trey Townsend. We're going to talk about KJ Lewis. We're going to talk about obviously Caleb Love. But guys, if there was any doubt, Arizona is definitely a 4 seed. SRS, hopefully here we come. But there's no way that no matter what happens tomorrow, guys, Arizona's on that 4 line. We got to take that. We take that and run with it.
Yeah, I was just looking because I wanted to make sure I got all the teams right, Mike. Oregon, Purdue, Clemson, and BYU all lost. Arizona won. I got to think Arizona's a 4. I really do. I think Arizona's a 4. I think it goes to Seattle with an outside chance of Denver. In terms of seeding, I disagree with you. I don't think Arizona can get a 3, but I think a 4 is a done deal.
I disagree. I think if you beat Houston, I think you're going to get a 3. I guess we'll see how that
plays
out.
My only thing is, Mike, is in history, like conference tournaments never matter as much as we think they do with seeding. They just never have.
I know, and I'm just saying if you beat Kansas, Texas Tech, and Houston, and there's not a lot of great teams in college basketball this year, I'll stand by it. I'll stand on business, as the kids would say. Brogan, you kind of agree with me, I think, though, that I think the 3 if Arizona beats Houston, I think a 3 is in play. I'm not saying they'll get it, but I think it's in play.
Yeah, Kentucky lost by like 70 today to Alabama. They're on the 3 line. Wisconsin could easily lose tomorrow. They're on the 3 line. We beat Houston. Then I think there's a conversation to be had. And we were talking about Iowa State earlier. If you look at the resumes, Iowa State's wins, Arizona's got way more big wins than Iowa State. It'll come down to the committee. Do they care about wins more or losses more? So I think there's enough uncertainty on the 3 line with Wisconsin and Kentucky losing that maybe they sneak it out. But first they got to beat Houston, which is going to be a tough enough task itself.
Like Arizona should be able, they probably Texas A&M, they pass. Texas Tech is interesting because Texas Tech has some slightly better numbers, but I know they were injured or whatever, but Arizona still took 2 out of 3. They're not going to pass Wisconsin. They're just not at this point. I get your point. I just think that it's going to be difficult.
Yeah.
I don't think that they should I don't think that they should pass Texas Tech. I mean, I honestly think Texas Tech's awesome. I was talking with Brogan at halftime of this game. Texas Tech is fantastic. I mean, this is a team that's easy to see getting to the Elite 8. They're without 2 of their 4 best players. They played them tough. I would not put Arizona above Texas Tech. I think Texas Tech's just a little bit better team. But that is what it is for me. Let's talk Caleb Love though. This was about as good a game as Caleb Love, I think, has probably ever played at the U of A. He was making big shots. He was getting into the paint. He was setting people up. There was a couple times you could tell that he wanted to force it, that he didn't force it. He had the one heat check in the first half, but I have no problem with a guy like that who's made 4 or 5 3 or 4 guys. Caleb Love's dealt with a lot of crap from fans. I think they don't understand that he's actually good, but this was big. This was a huge performance. It's cool seeing him like this.
You know what I like too? You like you mentioned, he had a 1 heat check. I think it was in transition. He shot a 3. The one thing that I liked is he only took 7 shots in the second half, and he was 4 of 7. Didn't force anything really. And there's been times this season where Caleb makes 2 threes, and you're like, oh, we know where this is headed. And he said he's going to put up 4%. He hasn't done that. He didn't do it last night. He didn't do it tonight. And when he plays like this, under control, feet set, he's a good scorer. Like he's an elite scorer.
He really is. And he's an elite basketball player when he plays like this. Brogan, watching him, it feels like there is and it's weird how it's happened these last couple games, but even last game, it feels like there is a comfort level to his play, how he's going about things. He's not, everything just kind of is just flowing for him. I think and when he plays like that, he's one of the best players in the country, period.
Yeah, and let's hope it's a maturity thing, because if you look at yesterday versus today, you get two totally different Caleb Loves. Yesterday was, I'm going to run the offense, I'm going to play defense, I'm going to create, things of that nature. Today was much more score heavy and not so much create. But the common theme is he made a couple shots today, and then he was a little more aggressive from three, a little more aggressive going to the basket, whereas yesterday he was more aggressive to create. And so I think if he's able to just let the game come to him and let the game kind of determine his style of play, then we can get aggressive scorer or we can get aggressive creator. Either way works for Arizona. But I think you're seeing the maturity in him saying, like, I don't have to force up a bunch of stuff, which is what he was doing in the first half of the season. And when he plays like this, Arizona's no matter who they play.
All right, now Rick Barron, the great Rick Barron says, in the past, does starting the My Bad movement improve the player's performance? Because I'll start the My Bad trade movement. I don't know that if there was a lot of people that tried to get me to tried to push me into the My Bad Boswell movement last year. I would not do it. You got to keep doing it, but I'll tell you one thing, man. Trey looks different right now, and that's for you, Lost Highway. That's for you, my friend, Lost Highway. Lost Highway is great all season. Like, Trey could go 0-4 with like no points and like no rebounds, and he would see, no, he's doing great. But this is your moment, Lost Highway. And Trey looks different. The thing that's interesting to me about Trey is that Trey is, when he is getting the ball, he is looking to score now. He is looking to get past his guy. He is looking to get to the bucket. And he's a difference maker when he plays that. He's not just taking up space. This is a lot like, I think, the Trey that we thought, I think this is a lot like the Trey that we thought we were going to get this season, guys, period.
What's crazy to me is just like, it's not the scoring, it's the complete addition of urgency and aggressiveness. Like, going to the basket off the dribble. Where was this all year? Like, how many times has Trey dribbled this season before this past 2 weeks where he drive, stop, pump fake, and they
got swatted out of bounds or something?
Now he's getting fouled. He's going up and under. Like, I didn't realize. I was watching some highlights of the Kansas game this morning. He had a play where he scored on Hunter Dickinson by going around him with a pump fake.
Like, he went past H stick, and he didn't even have to hook H stick.
Yeah, like, it's, I mean, and you don't need crazy and the rebounding, Mike. Like, we've said this so many times. Forget the points. The 5 boards again, 2 offensive boards, 23. He had 12 and 5 in 23 minutes. I will take that every single game and be ecstatic with it.
He's playing hard. That's the thing that we just kept talking about. We said that earlier in the season. I just want Trey to play hard. And Brogan, he's playing hard, and yeah, boom.
And I think what you saw tonight is yesterday for sure. And then again tonight, what you saw was there was one play where he banged Toppin in the chest, hit a little jump hook. Then another play where he went across the lane and hit kind of a running hook shot. He's actually aggressive on offense and shooting like shots that confident offensive players shoot. Whereas early in the season, it was
that's a great play.
Pump fake, get my shot blocked. Now he's like, I might as well just start going back to playing normal basketball. And, you know, he turned into a set shot 3-point shooter occasionally, and then get your shot blocked in the paint because you can't really jump that high. But now he's catching lobs, shooting hook shots. Like, he looks like a totally different player, but it feels like it's confidence at this point, you know?
It does. And sure, I think Brogan hit the nail on the head. It feels like he's become a basketball player again. He's not this, because even when he drove before, he was putting his head down and doing 2 dribbles and just trying to power in. There was no finesse to his game. There was nothing to that extent. We got to get to super snaps here in a second. The great Jerry Reyes. But he was getting to the bucket, and he was just trying to. It was like the play against Texas Tech when he got earlier in the season, when he got the foul, when it was that terrible play. Now he's playing with a little bit of finesse. He's trying to get past his guy. He's trying to do a little bit of the wiggle. He looks like he's just hooping now.
You know what? You nailed it, right? He looks like he stopped thinking, and I mean that as a compliment. Like, just play ball, man. Like, he's clearly got some talent to him. You don't put up numbers like you did last year with no talent. He's clearly got some talent. Stop thinking and just go ball. And it feels like that's what he's done in the last few weeks.
All right, I got to give Brogan some credit, because one of the smartest people I know, Udafo, says Brogan really knows his poop, really like his takes. Yes, recognized game right there. Udafo, one of the smartest people out there.
I can come up with a few bad ones with the best of them, though.
Yeah, exactly. But either way, he generally leaves those up to me. But all right, let's read the super snaps then, and we're gonna get back to these. All right, we got a couple super snaps. Pugs and Uggs, $2.99 super sticker. Boom, very much appreciate it. Lance, $2. Henry wasn't doing much, but then closed it out. Yes, we're going to get to that in a second. Hunting in Arizona, enjoy the process. $4.99 Super Snap. Question for all of you. Over or under, one Big 12 team makes the Final Four this year. I'm going to go at least one. Boom.
Yeah, I'll go one. Yeah,
I'll go one as well.
Making the Final Four is
it's
ridiculously hard, but between Houston, a healthy Iowa State, a healthy Texas Tech, Arizona. Like, they've got enough swings of the bat to where one of them should get there.
Yeah, for sure. Jerry Reyes, the great Jerry Reyes, my guy. Jerry Reyes, respond to my email, my friend. BTFG, Girth, 1999. Yes, very much appreciate it. Now we got Jerry B. Are the Cats peaking in March? Yes, $4.99 Super Snap. All right, great question. All right, now I want to talk a little bit more about the officiating. Oh, Meisner, the great Meisner. Big game tomorrow, but if the Cats can shoot like this, I like our odds. Yes. Okay, now
also,
let's talk.
Jerry Reyes sent that Super Snap was sent in twice.
Oh, Jerry Reyes. Oh,
Jerry Reyes. You may have double-clicked by accident, but we'll take it.
Jerry Reyes, we appreciate you. The great Jerry Reyes. You know, Jerry Reyes is really good friends with Dennis Walsh. He also went to Saguaro, class of 1997.
I don't know anyone. I don't like anyone that went to Saguaro. I don't know anyone.
No, I like people that went to Saguaro. I think they're good people. By the way, Anthony Norwood, that was his class. I believe Ivory Price, Cam Price. I don't know if you know that name, but he was very good as well. Okay, Anthony Herman. Brogan was lethal from 3 back in the day. Oh, yeah. Brogan
still is, I hear. Still is.
Yeah. Unless I'm dropping 27 on him.
Shoot or shoot.
Right. Yeah, shoot or shoot, baby. All right, now let's talk a little bit about Henry. Let's talk a little bit about Henry Vasar in this game. Yes, Henry. I know Anthony Norwood went to CDO. Anthony Norwood, Lever. Yes, I do know that he went there. He also went to Southeastern Louisiana or something out of high school. Also, it's 7.5. Sheer. Hey, Brogan, you want to hear?
I was right.
No,
that really does. On Ken Palm,
hey, Brogan, you want to hear something crazy? So I said yesterday, that Houston would be about a 7.5 point favorite, and he said no team would be a 7.5 point favorite against the U of A. I said you are wrong.
I'm taking Arizona.
DraftKings has 6.5 technically.
I'm taking Arizona.
All right, well, they're 7.5 at some point. Are you back in the A?
Yeah, I really am.
Okay, I want to talk about the officiating one more time just because it annoys the heck out of me. I do not understand this. It drives me up a wall, the ticky-tack stuff, and when they decide to start calling fouls. Henry Vasar there was a lot of times this game where Henry Vasar was getting slapped. He's going up. Now, again, he does bring the ball down too much. He needs to work on that. That very much annoys me. But I don't get it, though, and it drives me up a wall. There is no consistency whatsoever. It bothers the heck out of me.
I actually get less mad at those sometimes than the egregious ones. Like, for instance, I could watch that 100 times, and even the announcers were saying it. Please explain to me how that was a goaltend.
Oh, and then the one on KJ Lewis when he drove to the basket, and it clearly goes off the backboard, and then he swipes it out of there, and then they let it go.
Right, those are the ones that actually bother me more sometimes, but I didn't think it was awful this game. I thought last night was way worse than tonight.
Well, I know it still bothers me, and no Dick Wilson. It was in a real game. Brogan, go ahead.
Yeah, it's with officiating, all you care about is consistency because you can adjust to physical games, you can adjust to ticky-tack. You need consistency, and so yesterday was wildly more inconsistent than today was, and it was like a tale of two halves yesterday in a weird way. Today, where there's some ticky-tack fouls and some weird touch fouls here and there, but I felt like it was kind of balanced. Right. So again, the inconsistency is what is hard to deal with, but tonight it felt like it was relatively fair. The goaltends are wild though because everybody has kind of an average view, but they also make it to where if you call goaltending, you can review, but then half the time they don't go review it anyways. And if they do review it, they get it wrong. So the goaltending ones I can't seem to figure out.
Was it just me?
Get more of those wrong than anything else, it seems these days.
Was it just me, or did it seem like the KJ Lewis one when he drove to the basket too, and they didn't call a goaltend? I thought that was a goaltend. I thought it looked like he slapped it off the backboard. I didn't like that.
I don't remember that one, to be honest. I'd have to go back. I don't remember that one.
Oh, you must not have been watching then. All right. Yeah, you're lost. All right. Now, what's our first segment right here? We're going rogue here, Cody James Martin. Let's go with the player of the game. What say you? Green Valley Decorative Rock star of the game. Green Valley Decorative Rock. Brogan, you know about Green Valley Decorative Rock and the terrible rumors, correct?
I know they go north, south, east, and west to Benson. That's what I know.
Yes,
Whoa.
yes.
Whoa.
Everything goes to Benson. Everything flows through there from Benson. Yes. Now, Green Valley Decorative Rock. The thing we like about him, though, is that they have the rock star of the game. We are going with Caleb Love in this, although there's a lot of people that want Conrad Hernandez to be the player of the game. What say you with Conrad Hernandez? A Houston, that's what Fran Frischel called him.
Similar
What
to
do
how you found Andre Veras, I found
I've-
Conrad Hernandez.
You did find Conrad Hernandez. He was also a middle reliever for the Astros farm
That was
system before he came
we
over.
joke, Mike. That was a big play. That was like a legitimate.
That was a massive play.
With the timing and everything and the momentum. That was a really nice play. I'm not gonna say you should play 30 minutes tomorrow, but that was a nice play by him. I'm proud of him.
That was a massive play, Brogan. Yeah, I got to give him a lot of credit on that. Now, again, Caleb Love is still my Green Valley Decorative rock star of the game, but I am going to go. But that was a huge play, Brogan.
Yeah, and similar to the game yesterday, Arizona gets a little bit of a lead. Texas Tech cuts it, and then Conrad makes a play, gets a layup. They make another play. Next thing you know, they're up 8 at the half, when it could have easily been a 2 or 3 point game at half, and it just changes pretty much everything. And so, again, it was Conrad's probably best play of the year, but let's leave it at that. Ideally, he doesn't play tomorrow.
Conrad against Houston. You're not signed up for that one?
No, I don't think that's a great matchup for him.
It's like one of those things. Let's just let it be. Let it be. There was it, John and Lennon. There will be an answer. Let it be. Let it be.
That's the Beatles. Shelby's mad at me. You can't.
Yeah.
John Lennon is John Lennon. The Beatles are the collective, Mike.
I thought it was John Lennon though. John Lennon was the lead vocalist for that, was he not?
I don't know.
No, Paul
he was
No,
one
that
of
was Paul.
one of the vocalists for the
Paul
Beatles.
McCartney.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. Well, either way, it wasn't Ringo. How about that? I'll go with that one right there. How about that? Okay. Now, let's see here. Also, all right. So it looks like
Can we go back and talk about how bad Fran Frischel was? Even though Mike was all over him.
He was bad. Mike,
this
he was
morning.
bad tonight. Come on, Mike. I know you like him. I think he's generally good. Even you got to admit he was bad tonight.
why? Because he got some names mispronounced.
Mike.
That's
Conrad
what you
Hernandez.
yell about Corey
Borderline racist.
Williams
Yeah, but
getting names wrong
Corey
all the
does
time.
Corey does it every game though, man.
Borderline racist.
How is it borderline racist?
Not every guy from Spain has the last name Hernandez.
Well, not every Italian has the last.
Most of them
Nah,
do,
it's
though, right?
probably a pretty. Oh yeah, well, I don't know.
Nah,
Why was
it-
Fran? Give me some
the other-
give me
it
some
wasn't
examples.
Fran.
Why was
It
Fran
was-
bad?
It was actually the other guy that was really bad.
Oh, so it wasn't Fran. You just
I think Fran
called.
was fine. The other dude.
You
was
just
bad.
you did not say that. You literally said 10 seconds ago
I
Fran
don't like
was
any
bad.
announcers. I'm just going to be honest. I have a very high standard for announcers. I like very few. But you're right. Cody's right. If you're going to crap on a guy for getting names wrong,
That's no.
he made a few mistakes.
When you
He
have
said-
when
he
you
said
are
it-
comment. Go ahead.
He had the one mistake where my buddy made fun of him because he I'm gonna look up what he said because it was funny, and he said now if Texas Tech makes one of these free throws, it's a 1 possession game. Arizona was up 6 at the time.
I did notice that one. Yeah.
Like,
Overall, you're going to mess up some. My problem, though, Conrad Hernandez is generally not on the scouting report. Again, should he have got it wrong? No. But at the same time, though, it's a lot different than somebody that's calling Arizona games who can't pronounce starters' names correctly and thinks that Bobby Hurley is even a keeled guy. I like Fran Frischel because Brogan, I think, put it really, really well. He is
you're right.
cares about
This is awesome.
He cares about hoop. That to me matters. He cares about what he's watching. He wants to know the players. That stuff matters to me, as opposed to somebody that's just going in there and throwing on a headset like I do every day.
Maybe
Okay.
maybe he confused him with Chris Hernandez. You know?
I mean, yeah, I don't
That
know.
guy. Shelby hates that guy.
Yeah, all right. Oh, Lance, a $10 super snap. Every time U of A needs a point to end Texas runs, it felt like they got it at the end. Molly the dog got some treats. Oh, I like that. All right. Yeah, now Molly. KJ Lewis. We need to talk about Quail Conley. We need to talk about KJ Lewis. Now listen, with KJ Lewis, Shear does not like KJ Lewis at all.
Stop, because you say that, and in this day and age, before you know it, he's going to be tweeting at me and calling me
But
names.
he's been tweeting at me. I'm his biggest defender, and he goes at me, so it doesn't matter.
I like KJ Lewis when KJ Lewis plays well.
All right. To give you an idea, we were talking before the game, and I said KJ Lewis and Caleb Love, two best players out there, and he's like, KJ was okay. KJ was like 15, 8,
He was
6, 4, and
horrific
2
in the second half, Mike. He was. You want me to read you his second half stats?
You can read me his game stats.
That's fine. Second half, Mike. He was 1 of 8 from the field.
Okay, what else did he do?
Okay, keep going.
Keep
2
going.
rebounds, 2 assists, and a turnover. That was it. He was -8 in the second half, the worst on the team by far. Actually, no.
How many?
He wasn't.
He had a lot of free throws in there. It seemed.
He was 5 of 7 from the line.
Okay.
He was
I'm
bad
just
in
saying.
the second half.
I'm just
It's
saying.
okay.
Overall,
he was fine, but he was bad in the second half.
Brogan, go ahead.
So look, with KJ, we have to look beyond shooting shots because it's not his role. His role is to score. He's going to average 12 points a game, but his role is defense, physicality, hustle plays, shot creation for others, defense, all those things.
The two dribble pull up. I like when he does that. Udafo, KJ Lewis, heck of a stat line. Absolutely.
Yeah. So with him, you have to really look past the shooting numbers because he's never going to be a good 3-point shooter. He's one of the few people I can remember who got significantly worse.
You know what it is, Brogan? It's like now Sheer never saw him, but you know what it's like? It's like sitting here and saying Reggie Geary. Geary wasn't a great shooter. Well, there's a lot more that goes into Reggie Geary's game than what you're seeing.
Yeah.
I mean, Sheer, it's okay to admit. It's okay. Do it.
Reggie was a way better shooter than KJ.
Did you ever even see Reggie?
Yes, he was a way better shooter than KJ.
He sees him calling the games with Brian every now and then.
No, he would. You don't think Reggie was a way better? Do you want me to look up numbers? Reggie was a better shooter than KJ.
As a junior, senior, sure.
As a junior, senior, sure.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
KJ's a sophomore.
KJ's a sophomore. Yes, exactly. That's yes. Now let's see here. Claire Cook, Brogan, where did you get your hat? I want to wear it with my AZ12 tank top. Yes. Where did you get that hat?
Ventana. Pro Shop.
Yeah. Okay. Now, but either way, I think I am totally cool with this. My biggest problem with KJ is when he tries to do things he can't do. He's going to do some silly things. We get it. I get it. He's going to do some silly things, but I can live all day with this KJ Lewis. I can't live with the KJ Lewis that's 1 for 8, just going for steals, not trying to do anything else. That's this KJ Lewis we can win with, guys, period. I agree with this.
Last 2 games he's been fine. I mean, I thought he was outstanding last night. I think he was pretty good tonight. This is what I want from him. I didn't like the threes. I didn't like the second one mostly. The one that was like 3 feet behind the arc. Right. It's like the reason they're not guarding you from there, dude. But you know, at the same time, it's the other numbers and stuff like that. Yeah, I want him rebounding, slashing. His ability to draw fouls is really good. So go do it. That's why I get mad when he does. The long jumpers, because it's like when he puts the ball on the ground, he has a very strong ability to draw fouls.
All right, Reggie shot 22%. So
when?
Freshman year.
KJ's a sophomore. What Reggie shoots sophomore year?
30.
Okay, that's 12% better than KJ. Mike, KJ's 18% from 3.
Reggie you want Reggie's free throws? Reggie shot 45% from the free throw line as a freshman and 60% as a sophomore.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it just is what it is. Okay. Now, anyways, let's get back to a what? Wilbur's Big Burner, gritty win. What? Now, and Nifty Cello, remind me, I want to get back to that in a second. We got to talk about the routing guide here in a second because we got to get to the routing guide. Sheer, right now, do you think that we are in SRS?
Yeah.
Right. Yes. So that would be good. Mr. I was going to say, we'll expect to see you up there, Wilbur.
You realize though, again, Mike, like if Arizona gets to 3, like you think they can, it's probably not SRS.
Right. All right. Javier. All right. I got to slap Javier around here for a second with all due respect. Javier, Mike Luke, as long as we're winning, who cares who has a bad game? We can worry about who deserves it at the back end of the season. Javier, you've been telling me all year that Tommy Lloyd sucks. Now you just want to look at the...
I always like people like Javier. It's like, yes, Javier, that's our job. That's literally what we do.
Yeah, Javier. Yes, exactly. Sergio Ortiz.
Let's do the podcast. We're on here for 40 seconds. Arizona won.
Boom. That's how we're out of there.
Good night.
We are out of here. Yes, exactly. All right. Now, what do we got? Let's see here. But who? All right, Eric, pause. You keep say SRS, but who would be the one there? No clue. Don't have any idea. Okay. Now, what do we got next here, Cody? Come on, bring it up. Oh, the Arizona primary eye care. Good look of the game. What is the year? What would the Arizona primary?
That's easy. That's easy.
What is
The
it?
law of Caleb for the dunk.
Oh yeah, that was awesome for Jaden Bradley. Yes. Yes, that was fantastic. That was awesome. What do you, Brogan? You agree with? That was like me feeding Brogan for a dunk.
Yeah. No, I think this game, I don't know that there was any standout plays. That one, it was part of an Arizona run, and it just kept their momentum going. And every now and then you kind of get not surprised, but reminded of how athletic Caleb really is, because he doesn't necessarily play athletic a ton, but every now and then, I mean, last year we saw all of the, try to take off from 13 feet from the basket and stuff it in the front of the rim dunks or the back rim. But now he reminds you how athletic he is every now and then. That was one of
All
those
right,
plays.
now Kobe L. Thiel, who is doing very good work getting us tweets. Keep that up tomorrow, Kobe L. Thiel. What should I drink tonight? Get an Aperol Spritz on the house. Aperol Spritz are great. Have you ever had Aperol Spritz, sure?
Yeah, I had in Italy. I hated it. Could not stand it.
Yeah, no, you got to get them in Spain. Spain has better Aperol Spritz. Period. Point blank. All right, that was our.
Mike. We'll get an Aperol.
Arizona.
We'll get a nice Aperol Spritz, a little fentanyl, and we'll have ourselves a nice.
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome. Yeah, back the A, baby. All right, now, all right, let's look ahead then a little bit. All right, real quick, and then I want to go on to another team. We need to get to the rooting guide. So, Sheer, get up the rooting guide for what we need to.
I got it. Right.
All right, yeah. But Texas Tech, just in summation, that's a really, really good team. Brogan and I were talking about that during halftime when I was walking Ted Wardo. What I like about Texas Tech and why I think that they're going to be interesting come tournament time, they don't really have many weaknesses when they're at full strength. They've got good guard play. They can shoot. They got good big men. They got shot blockers. They got a high IQ. It's a fairly deep team. Guys, they pretty much check off every single box.
I love that team, and I think they're well coached. The only thing that I think would hold them back is if they just go ice cold from three. I think sometimes they rely on the three too much. And obviously you got to worry about health, right? Like Darian Williams is going to boot. I mean, that worries you. I would have never put him out there in a boot. I'd have been like, look, dude, you're going to sit on the bench and we're going to say you have a stomach illness because you never know.
We're going to say you have bad gas and you can't play.
But he has a boot. McMillan, I mean, the first game's in less than a week.
Yeah, exactly. Brogan, as far if they're fully healthy, I think that's a really really good team.
Yeah, and they got depth. I mean, Overton was a no-show yesterday, and now McMillan and Williams don't play, and he has 20 tonight. And so they've got different ways they can beat you. I think what I worry about is I think they're very, very top independent. And so if they run into a game where he scores 7 or 8 or 9 points or something like that, I think they're very beatable. I mean, he's the player of the year in the conference, so he's awesome. But I think they can't get easy buckets unless it's him for the most part. Williams, a little bit of easy buckets, driving and going to the paint and stuff. But I think they're a little like, I worry about if Toppin has a stinker game. They're not going to lose in the first round, obviously. But once they start to play some teams with some talent, I think that could be the one place. And then to Shear's point, they've got the ability to make 15 threes in a game, and they've got the ability to go 6 for 30 in a game. So it'll be interesting to see how they shoot during the tournament.
Okay, now let's see here. Mike Clinton. Oh, hey, how you doing? Hey, Mike. Are the other players starting to dislike KJ from what you hear? What's his attitude? I have no clue if they like KJ or not. I know that they really like Caleb Love. I have no clue if they like KJ. Also, Jason still stinks. Saul, yeah, you blocked Olive. Why did you block Olive?
Well, that dude harassed me nonstop. Yeah, I'm okay with that decision.
All right. Well, either way, just mute. I'm telling you, just mute. I like Olive. I appreciate you. 499 super step. Easy Wildcat. You're like, man, I'll take that one on the chin. Okay. Nah, what do we got here? Easy Wildcat fan. Need to win this Big 12 championship. Need to end Houston's momentum and make up our rival in football. Need some bragging rights in this conference. The problem with Houston is, Houston is, and this was an easy one to predict against BYU. We talked about how Iowa State was a bad matchup for Arizona. Houston is an awful matchup for BYU, especially because they blew their load in the first, that sounds terrible. I didn't mean it like that. But, maybe I did. I don't know.
BYU doesn't do that stuff.
Yeah, BYU does not blow their load in the first game. Yes. What? That was very funny. Yeah. Who was the guy that got kicked out of there for
Brandon Davies, wasn't it? Was it Brandon?
Yeah.
No. Was it Brandon Davies?
Davies.
Yeah. Brandon Davies. And he was good. Wasn't he like their second best player?
Yeah.
Didn't he sit out a year and come back though?
Did he come back?
I think he came back and then went to the league after that.
You
I
know?
could be wrong,
Interesting.
but
Honor
yeah.
code, baby. Yes, exactly. All right. Yes, exactly. All right, but that was just a bad matchup. Houston is, you know what Houston's like when I watch them? Houston's like those Sean Miller teams on steroids to a certain degree, and that they'll even extend further. But man, if you get a bucket against Houston, you had to work for that thing. I mean, those things don't come easy. No easy buckets.
I truly believe that of all the teams in the country that I've seen, Houston makes the least amount of mistakes. Like bad in terms of bad shots, turnover. Like they just get it done. Like they don't
Right.
hurt themselves, and it is
Right.
pretty like they beat BYU today. Roberts is out. Their starting center is out, and you wouldn't even have known it. They went
Right.
super small with Arsenault as their 4,
Right.
and it was fine. They were fine.
Yeah, Brogan.
Well, and BYU specifically, their game is dominated by making threes. They're not going to beat a bunch of teams off the dribble. They're going to 2-dribble, drive, kick, swing it, get an open three. Houston doesn't really. They play so hard on defense and they're so aggressive and physical. They just don't allow teams to shoot a bunch of open threes. So from a matchup standpoint, BYU might beat Houston 1 out of 10 times, maybe. And
Right,
Houston's
yeah.
defense is just kryptonite for them. And so BYU going into the tournament, there's a lot of teams don't want to play BYU because they can hit a bunch of threes in a tournament game and beat anybody. Houston's one of those teams that's like, yeah, okay, we're not going to let you shoot any threes and we'll win by 30. All good.
All right, now let's talk about how Arizona matches up with this one. This is the one. These are the kind of games where these are the kind of games too where it's a, how do I put this? You wish you had more than like one. You wish you had another ball handler because obviously you would with Jaden Bradley. They're going to pressure him. They're going to now. Jawan Roberts is out. But who is their backup? I should know this, but they got Tugler or Fugler or whatever his name is.
Tugler's their starter. He's
no. Jawan Roberts. I'm asking who the backup to Jawan Roberts is.
Yeah, they don't have one. It's they played Arsenault at the 4, and then they played Emmanuel Sharp at the 4 today. They don't have
they're playing 6'5" wings at the 4 and just
yeah. Arsenault's 6'6", 205, and then they had Sharp in there a little bit, and they just go super small.
So this is my question. Do we get March Trey again?
Yeah, and I think Toby's got a I wouldn't be surprised if he plays a little bit more than normal too. They have to expose the size difference. I know Houston's really good. They'll swarm the ball. They're very handsy. But when you're playing against a team that no longer has a power forward, I mean, you just got to, right? Like, you got to go attack them.
Brogan.
Yeah, Arizona's going to have to, they're going to have to decide what they want to do. But the good news is they've got enough versatility where Lewis can play the 4 in a small lineup. Bryant can definitely play the 4 in a small lineup. And so Tommy's going to have to pick and choose. Do I want to try to go big and have the advantage? Do I want to match him and go small, put my, spread it out on my best shooting lineup? We've seen it work both ways for Arizona, but it's another game like today and yesterday where Trey should be able to get in the paint and should be able to score because there's not going to be a ton of size in there. Roberts is kind of like Toppin for Arizona. He's a tough matchup for them because he's physical. He's left-handed. He's kind of awkward. He can score from, 10
He's really strong. Yeah.
So without him, I kind of like Arizona without him for sure.
Arizona, the first matchup, he had 9 and 4. He was 3 of 11. Didn't play great, but I recall his defense. I'm trying to see.
The problem in that game, though, is that
absolutely nothing.
The problem is Trey and Tobe did absolutely nothing in that game. Those were the games.
Not play. He had 4 rebounds and 3,000.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Those are the games where you kind of see it. And yes, we still have Brad Allis here, my friend. Those are the kind of games, though, too, where you see Trey Townsend and Tobe Awaka's shortcomings, pardon the pun, where you see them and they're kind of against long, physical, athletic teams. That's where you kind of see it. Vasar is going to have to have a big game in this. One thing that I can't have from Hank is, I guess we're calling him now Hank Vasar. Sounds like a rifleman. But yes, Hank Vasar. By the way, I had a bunch of people sending me Jerry Falwell stuff today about the Power Jerry Falwell talk. And I was right on everything I said, sure. But Hank Vasar is stop bringing the ball down, because if you bring the ball down against Houston, that thing is going back the other way, period. It's going back the other way, and it's that's just the way it is. I don't know what else to say on that one.
Yeah, I mean, and look, Henri wasn't good for what, like 30 minutes today. He did not play well until that sequence where he had like 6 in a row. His numbers were not good tonight. They need him. They need everyone. Houston's just too good. You need everyone to beat a team like Houston. If KJ doesn't show up, it becomes difficult. Caleb, you need everyone to play well.
Yeah, I would agree with that, Brogan.
Yeah, with Houston, if they're not going to make 12, 13, 14 threes, I don't mind Arizona in a physical slug match. Like, they've already proven they can out-physical most teams in the Big 12. They outplayed Houston the first game for 36 minutes basically. So take Roberts off the court and Houston doesn't make it. Like, they go small. Today they were making a bunch of threes. I think Sharp and Uzan, I think, both had like 20 or whatever today. So as long as they don't get hit with a bunch of threes, I kind of like Arizona in a physical match, especially if we're going to be the bigger team if Roberts is out.
Yeah, I'm kind of at that point too. I think Roberts and Uzan. Well, there's so many good players. I wanted to say Roberts and Uzan are the ones that make him go, but then I forgot. Crier's also their scorer as well. So, yeah, I'll go with both of those.
Uzan's one of the crazier stories in the country.
You led us into false waters, my friend. Led us into false waters.
He definitely led Mike into false waters.
You led me into false waters, young man.
Dude, okay, so he started off crap this season too. Like, he did nothing until January.
Arizona.
No, it started in January. Like, something.
Hey, you want to hear a funny story about how you led me into this? So I was talking with Brogan and it was probably like 2 months ago, something like that. And I'm like, yeah, Uzan sucks. And then you're like, you sure? And then I'm like, yeah, he sucks. And then I remember watching him against Arizona, and then I'm like, that's not what a crappy player is.
15 points per game in the last month. He's been on.
No, it's all good, dude. He's a lot better than he was. Obviously, it's just funny. Brett Seeley. How much more fun is this in the Pac-12 tournament? The only thing the Pac-12 tournament has on this is Vegas. Other than that, these games are a billion times better. They're a billion times more entertaining. Everything about this is, I love these games. And guys, don't these games have real tourney vibes to them? In that every time it felt like every time they would push the lead or get to 4, you're like, well, you better answer here. You don't answer here, this could go the other way. Guys, this beats the hell out of playing Cal.
Arizona is going to have a 3-game stretch where it faces Kansas, Texas Tech, and I know they weren't healthy, and then Houston. If that doesn't prepare you for the first weekend of the NCAA tournament, I don't know what does. As opposed to, hey, here's Oregon State, Colorado, and if you make it to the finals, you'll get Oregon. Like, this is good for Arizona.
Right.
And
Brogan.
And more importantly, if you look at the losses Arizona's had recently in the tournament, like, most of the physicality and having to just out tough teams and things of that nature solve when you start to play average teams that could get hot in the tournament. If you're just really physical and tough, you win more of those than you lose. And in the past, Arizona came to the tournament soft, right? Because of the Pac-12. So I think that's their leg up this year.
One thing that I've got to have, we need to do better on, is the defensive rebounding. I need better than this, guys. What they have, 16, 17 offensive rebounds? Something like that's too many.
They finished with...
There was like 5 on that one play.
With 14, and Arizona had 13. It felt like way more than 14.
Well, it was like 10 in the first half, I think.
Yeah.
I think a lot of it.
Either way, I got it. This team
has in the first half, they had... Yeah, that's why. They only had 4 in the second half.
Oh, all right. Well, that's a lot better because it felt in the first half. It felt like they had more offensive rebounds and Arizona had defensive rebounds.
And against Tech, generally that's a nightmare because you just know they're going to get the offensive board to make a 3.
Hey, is McCassell going to be the coach there next year?
Yeah.
All right. Well, yeah, they got a keeper there. I wish we had, or not. I don't wish we had him, but he's very, very good. Okay. Now, what's the next one? What do we got here, Cody? What's the next one? What's the next segment? We got to pay some bills. What do we got? Look at Cody behind. RJ's frozen cactus moment of the game. All right. Was it did they get it down to 4, if I'm not mistaken? And then Jaden Bradley got the, Jaden Bradley got the corner jumper to push it back to 6? I'm going to go with that one.
This is very easy, Mike. It's Conrad, baby.
Yeah, easy.
It's Conrad, baby.
Oh, all right. Yeah. Fair enough. Fair enough.
With the sticker on the bracket after the game too.
Right.
Oh, Conrad for life.
What's Kobe talking about? Mike gets mad for mispronouncing names.
Yeah, you get mad for Kobe also. I mean, he would fight for
He thinks you're calling McCastle on purpose.
Huh?
Oh, because you call him McCastle. Earlier today, it was good. Earlier today. Earlier today.
Oh, McCaslin. Yeah, McCaslin.
Earlier today, Mike calls me. He's like, "Hey, is Chase Thomas and Darius Johnson playing?" And I knew right away who he was talking about, but it was no,
it wasn't Chase Thomas. I didn't say Chase Thomas.
Your boy Kermit played well today.
Kermit's good. Kermit's good. I like Kermit.
He can't guard. He can't do anything. But when he gets going from three, he's good.
Yeah. Javier Ramos. Yes, Javier Ramos. Yes, also one of the time for a My Bad Spacers from Michael L. Luke. No, there's no bad spacers. Arizona leads the conference in scoring. That Red Wines Putz was trying to put that out there. He says Arizona's offense is so much worse than his defense. And then I said, Arizona leads the conference in scoring, weirdo. And then he goes, and he says, well, I don't like how they score. Who cares? No, I appreciate the $5 though.
Your boy Red Wines had a rough night tonight.
Right, Red Wines. Yeah, and you know what I don't understand here? I want to complain here for a second about these morons. You know what I don't understand? The people that are only active when Arizona struggles. They are the worst people in the world. If you know these people, get rid of them.
Well, it's the message board. Our boy Flanagan.
Oh, God.
I'm sure he's a great guy. I'm sure he's great. But last night he was active, right? When they were down. And then I don't think he's posted in 24 hours.
I just don't understand. Why is this broken? Like, why be a sports fan? If you're going to complain when things are bad, but you're also going to be on the moon when things are good, cool. But if you're not going to be if you're only going to complain, why? That sucks.
Well, and here's the thing, right? If 90% of your comments, your takes, your opinions are negative, I just assume you don't like Arizona at that point.
Right.
Just because you called Arizona pretty twice doesn't mean you like them. Just means they look good that one time. It means you don't like them.
There's a poster on the board that will he'll give Tommy Lloyd one kudo per month, and then but then bash him the other 97% of the time or whatever the case may be. And then he's always like, oh, well, look back on March 12th. I said this. No, dude, you're just doing that so that you can try to deviate away from what we know you are doing. Either way, I just don't understand why people would I don't know, claim to be whatever, just bothers the heck out of me.
I don't get it. I just don't like it. And you know what? It takes away from the fun too. Like, why?
Yes.
There's something to being miserable, right? Like, it's I don't want to be miserable when I watch sports. The point is to not be miserable.
Yeah. I mean, seriously, it's an escape. Either way, I don't get it. Some people just, some people. Okay. Now let's talk a little bit. I want to get into a little bit of recruiting talk since we have both you guys on here as well. Oh, look at Big 12 Bobby. Thomas asked me to join his staff. Oh, Big 12 Bobby, we still don't believe that you're going to be coaching there next year though. So yeah, we'll find out. All right. Let's get let's get the look ahead, and then I want to talk a little bit of recruiting because I think we have a salient point to bring up. Ooh, Aeris, back the Aeris look ahead. Our guy Lan the man with the master plan. We all know Lan Allen. Lan Allen has been very clear about something here. Thatcher better than Benson. And I had somebody send me this. Thatcher's got more. Again, if you want to go historically, Thatcher's got a little bit more on you guys. Is this true?
Yeah, I've always said if you love the 70s and 80s, Thatcher is your school.
That's such a diss. It's awesome. If you like the 70s and 80s, that's like a Notre Dame fan. That's like talking to a Notre Dame fan saying, I give you, if you like the cardboard helmet era, that's, but anyways, Land the man with the master plan is awesome. But the look ahead though, I actually like, if Juwan Roberts isn't playing, I'm back in the A in this.
He's not playing.
I like
confirmed.
Yeah, I'm back in the A. I like the A.
I take 6.5 all day without Roberts playing. Money line, that's a little dicey, but 6.5 is easy to me.
Yeah.
Look, I have a confession to make. I don't bet on Arizona very often, right?
Mm-hmm.
I bet on Arizona tonight. I took
Oh,
a
did
money
you?
line. They were the underdog, right? I'm gonna be honest, Brogan. I got them at plus 120. Right.
Same.
Nice. You
Same.
deserve that.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Tomorrow, I don't know if Arizona wins, but I just don't see. I think Arizona's going to win. I'm going to predict them to win, but I don't see Houston running away with it. I just don't.
Right. Same.
Yeah, you know what? That makes us all. Hey, Verbinski. That sounds like a guy that was like in the Stalin regime or something. Hey, go back up, bring up Verbinski, like a violinist.
Yeah, Samson already. Just so no, real quick. Sorry, Mike. Samson already said Roberts is not playing tomorrow. Done deal.
All right. Well, he sucked anyways. We didn't want him.
Yeah, we didn't
Hank
want him
Face, our spacing the court completely changes our dynamic. Let it flow, Mike Luke. Mike, you were right from day one. Cleanse your soul. We appreciate you, Verbinski. You are the man. Very much appreciate it. All right. Tomorrow, though, the game is at 3, correct?
Yeah, I thought it was at 3:30 up until 10 minutes ago. It's at 3.
All right, now, look at Dick Wilson. Dick Wilson, is this true? St. David is the new Thatcher. St. David owns Benson now.
Whoa.
Oh, shots fired, Brogan. Will you stand, or are you going to sit here and allow this to happen?
One of my brother's coaches at St. David, so I'm fine with that statement.
All right. Yes, exactly. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right. Now, I want to talk a little bit of recruiting here. And I don't want to do the thing here where we just pretend that like we don't want a player because like they're not. I get people every day that are asking me about how good was Pitino today. Patino has to be the national coach of the year.
When you watch St. John's, do you keep your pants on, or is it just like you go home, you go on your couch, undressed, you get a nice glass of red wine?
It's like what you accused of Fran Fraschilla of when he called you out. Yeah.
Are you going to talk about the one result before we get to recruiting? I'm not letting you forget the one result besides Arizona. That was fantastic.
Illinois, baby.
Yeah,
Illinois. All right. Now,
I've been on Maryland lately. Maryland is good. I don't want them as Arizona's 5 or 4.
Yeah. But you know what? I'm more than fine with Illinois. I had a lot of Illinois fans saying, hey, Mike, did you see that game yesterday? Guess what? Nobody asked me if I saw their game today. I saw their game today. Boo.
The best is when you tweet, people get so mad. You go, hey, does anyone have the Illinois score by any chance?
You know what's funny? Like, so there's this Illinois guy that DMs me all the time, and most of the time he's just talking about, like, if he saw me in person, he would, like, rip my eyes out and, like, throw them into the dumpster and whatever, all that stuff. But then today, he told me, he's like, I couldn't believe it. He said, yeah, I bet you wish that you had a little bit more shooting on your team. I'm looking at your team's percentages. And I'm like, well, yeah, we could probably use another shooter, but not who you're implying. Yes, we don't need that. Either way, Mike, Pitino or Phil Jackson? I think Pitino's a better coach than Phil Jackson. Phil Jackson, if you give him the best players, Phil Jackson's going to win.
Do you think Pitino is the greatest college basketball coach of all time?
I think he's as good in the modern era as I've seen.
CBS had an article, it wasn't CBS. I think it was, I don't remember who it was, like Doyle or so. I don't, one of those guys, Wetzel, where he said you could absolutely make the case that in the modern era, he's the best coach.
Let me ask you this, guys. If you give everybody an even play and even the same roster, and you want and you're going with one guy, I don't know that I'm not going with Pitino.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's better than Bobby Hurley. Yes. He's better than Bobby Hurley. Yes. Here's where I'm at with Wooden. Wooden is like when you're people, and again, this is with all due respect.
Wooden's a cheater. Yeah, I said it.
I mean, yeah, Wooden cheated, and he was playing in the era where he got all the good players, and it is what it is. Pitino literally went into St. John's that hasn't been good in like 25 years, and in a year or two, he's going to have him as a 2 seed. He's awesome. Yeah, if you want to argue Coach K, cool. I got no problem with that. The guy, I mean, but again, that's the kind of content we're. Yeah, Wooden is the Wilt Chamberlain of college ball. That's a great comparison. If you want to go with that, then cool. All right, I want to get to recruiting here for a couple minutes. Now, again, I need to be very clear about something here. I want Koa L. Pete to come to the U of A. If he comes to the U of A, great. But guess what? If he does, Lane Allen, shots fired. St. David plays 3-on-3. Is this true?
Is it true? Is that true?
Is that true, Brogan?
Like Iowa women's basketball, where only half the team's on offense, the other half stays on defense.
Oh, by the way, did you see the LA Sparks are having men try out? I'm
thinking of doing this.
I might do this. Yes, we will see.
Do they have to remove the W at that point?
That's great content. Can you imagine me and Mike as practice players?
Oh yeah, just showing up with our duffel bags saying, "Hey kids, where's the game at?" No, I actually might. All right. Let's okay. Here's where I'm at with Koa Pete. If he comes here, great. If he goes to ASU, I don't want him. And I say that with all due respect. It's not a slight saying that I have no clue if he's going Mr. Cello. I have no clue. But if he goes to ASU or he goes to like Miami or anything like that, dude, I don't want you. Best of luck. I certainly don't wish you any ill will or anything. But if you're going to go to that dumpster fire right there and say that you, and I'm not even going to put that on Tommy Lloyd either.
It's weird. It's just weird. If you ask the Texas coaches, he has a top 3. One's Miami, and that's because of Jai Lucas. And I don't think he goes there, but we'll put him in the top 3. One's ASU, where their coach is a lame duck. Even if you're one and done, do you really want to go to that environment? And then Arizona, which is stable, has a position waiting for you. It's weird. It's just a weird look to do that. And I think if you ask the Baylor, Duke, Texas coaches, what school makes no sense?
ASU.
It'd be ASU.
Brogan, it's like one of these is not like they not like us. They not like us. But again, like if you go to ASU, I'm not going to. And again, I know Flanagan's going to beat me up. I don't care. I don't even put any of that on Tommy. If you lose Burries, which we're going to get to, I do put that on Tommy. But at that point, man, it just is what it is.
Well, and so look, the play for ASU is simple. His brother goes to school there, plays football. It's 25 minutes from his house. They're going to pay him a bunch of money. Playing for Hurley and being 17-14 during the season and not making the tournament, like that's the trade-off, right? The Miami one baffles me a little bit because you're going 3,000 miles from home. Granted, they hired Jai Lucas. I'm sure there's some relationship there, but he didn't recruit you at all. So it's like they're going to throw you a bunch of money.
Yeah. That's just straight up money.
Right. When a school who fired their coach midseason or Larinaga retired, whatever, and then they name their coach and then all of a sudden you pop up on the list a week later, I can't really mess with the recruitment anymore because at that point, I don't know what it's about. It's not about school, loyalty, recruiting, family, all those things. So it'll just be what it is. You know,
it is what it is. Now,
goes to Arizona, great. If he doesn't, oh well.
Cool. What is what it is. And I'm not going to put that one on Tommy. I'm not. I don't think if he doesn't come here, I just wasn't his school. And I don't know that anybody was probably getting him here, period. Now, Braden Burries, you got to get Braden Burries. This is one that I will say, period, point blank, you have to get. You turn down Elijah Arenas, that's fine. But you got to get Braden Burries. And Braden Burries is going to be announcing here, I think, as soon as their season's over. You got to get Braden Burries. And Sheer, we need to be, Brogan and I were very, very clear about something here that you need to hop in on. Well, I don't care. Burries is going to play point guard here. Burries is not a point guard. He's going to play point guard here. He's going to dribble the ball a lot, but he's not really a point guard.
Arizona's recruiting Braden Burries to play point guard at the University of Arizona.
I know what you got to say, and I agree with you.
ASU's recruiting Koa Pete to play small forward at ASU.
Yeah.
Doesn't make him a small forward. Burries is a high-level ball handler, and he's an amazing scorer, and he's what Arizona needs. Somebody who can get to the basket, can create shots, can shoot threes, but he's not run the offense and get me 7 assists a night guy. He's not that. He's the scoring point guard who can also pass, which is that's not a bad thing for Arizona.
Yeah. Now,
Mike and I were talking. Do you think Braden Burries would be the best ball handler on this year's team?
It's Bradley, but it would be close.
Yeah. It'd be close. Yeah, but he's
significantly better than KJ and Caleb for sure.
Yeah.
Yes. And but honestly, if that's my backcourt, I'm totally fine with that. I mean, I love that if that's my backcourt where I got Jane Bradley and I got Braden Burries. I'm totally cool with that. I am just saying that, and especially too at the next, and we talked about it. Allen Iverson was a ball handler. Allen Iverson wasn't a point guard. Russ could handle the ball at point. Russ wasn't a traditional point guard. But you know what? I mean, that's what they're putting him as. That's what they're going to play him as. I'm just telling you that if you're expecting him to come in, because I get people all the time that are complaining, they're like, Jane Bradley's not a real point guard, this and that. But if you're expecting Burries to be that, no. But if you're expecting him to be a scorer and be a one and done type, yeah, he's going to be good.
Yeah, Braden Burries, you made a rare good point, Mike, that I'm agreeing.
big.
Braden Burries is the most important recruit that Tommy Lloyd has recruited since arriving in Arizona.
I agree with that. Period, point blank. What say you, Brogan? He's been in on him the longest. This is the one you focused on him for 3 years, however the case may be. Boom. What do you say? Oh, Jeremiah Dibble.
Well, the fact that you turned down Arenas, who's almost a guaranteed one and done lottery pick, makes Burries infinitely more important. But if you look at the weakness of this team, it's everybody's heart rate goes up double when Jaden Bradley's in foul trouble. And it almost cost us one of the games early in the year when we had like a 12-point lead late in the game. It got cut to 2 or 3 because Bradley was out, and we were just milking the clock trying to get to the under 4-minute timeout. So Burries alleviates all of that, but he also alleviates the scoring punch that Caleb brings because he's an elite scorer. He's 6'5", pretty athletic. He can do a lot of things. And, you know, I used to think Koa was the more important recruit 3 months ago because I thought it would be easier to go get an impact guard in the portal. But knowing how good Burries is, I think I've switched that where our front court is good. I'll take whatever portal big you can give me to complement what we already have. Take Burries if you can get him. Be happy if he's your starting 2 guard and make it work from there.
All right, Jeremiah Dibble. Can you bring that super snap back up, Cody James Martin, Jeremiah Dibble? I've got a question here. Jeremiah Dibble, Caleb Love haters in poo. Yes, I agree with that. Yes, we like Caleb Love. Let me ask you this. Brogan and Dibble. If free throws count in a one-on-one competition, then you two have to play 10 times to 11. John Brogan, Jeremiah Dibble. How many times does Jeremiah Dibble win in those?
And free throws count, so I can't. You're saying I just can't foul him every time?
Yeah, you can't just hack him and punch him in the wiener or anything like that. You've got to actually
wiener punch.
Yeah,
like, Are we playing today?
What's that? No, we're playing. You're playing 4 years ago. You both are playing 4 years ago.
All right, I'm gonna win 8 out of 10. I'm gonna say.
Yeah, I agree with that. But Dibble's gonna get a couple. Though because of girth.
Yeah, Dibble's good. Dibble's not bad at basketball.
Yeah, all right. I just wanted to make sure. Yes, yeah. Punch him in the wiener. Sorry, yes. Okay. On this note, though, Arizona was, I'll take 1 or 2 of them. Yeah, you agree. You guys are smart. All right. Now, this was a good win for Arizona. A win is a win is a win. This gets us a 4 seed. This gets us hopefully an SRS. Texas Tech is really, really good. If they're fully healthy, they can definitely make a Final Four type run. Arizona, Houston, if Jawan Roberts is out, this is a game that I think Arizona could win. No soft weenies, and it would be interesting to see if they could get into that 3 line. Sheer thinks that Arizona, if they win that game, is more likely to be a 5 than a 3. This is what you said. But I do believe that Arizona could be a 3. What say you?
No, I don't. I really don't. They're closer to a 5 right now than a 3, Mike.
If they beat Houston. If they beat Houston.
No, if they beat Houston, they're closer to a 3 than a 5. They would be probably the top 1 or 2 4 seed. The problem is these teams, like, who are they passing? Teams don't drop. Like, Texas Tech isn't dropping 2 seed lines because they lost with 3 injured guys to Arizona tonight. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It would be Kentucky. That would be the only team that they got to bump off with the big loss today. But I think the more important question, Mike, is if we go to Seattle, we're the 4 seed. Do you want the 4 seed in the South where Auburn's your number 1, or do you want the 4 seed in the Midwest where Houston's your number 1? Both of those get you to Seattle. Great, 4 seed. Which number 1 do you want, Houston or Auburn?
It could also be the West with Florida.
Well, Florida,
but that gets you to Denver, not Seattle.
No, it doesn't matter.
Because they're like in the regional pod.
Okay.
It could be anywhere.
Out of all those 4 seeds, I'd rather play Florida than any of the other 3. If that's is that a cop out? Even though you didn't ask me that,
I agree.
No, but yeah, out of the 4 number 1s, Florida's the team you want, no question.
Yeah,
it depends. It depends what Cooper Flagg's ankle looks like.
Is there any way that Michigan State can get a 1?
No.
Because
there's no way. And there's no games. I know you asked earlier, and we never got to it. There's seriously no games tomorrow that Arizona fans should care about.
I mean, Wisconsin maybe, right? That's the only.
They play Michigan State, so that loss isn't going to hurt them. And then Michigan plays Maryland, so that loss isn't going to hurt either of those teams because they're both ranked. There's really nothing. I mean, if you're looking like big picture, look at the smaller conference tournaments and hope that there's as many upsets as possible.
Yeah, those ones bore me. I'm not going to watch any of those.
The 12. No, I'm just saying because that means that whatever 12 and 13 Arizona plays, they would be overseeded.
Okay, now
Yeah.
I don't. Now Duke is interesting though. Tony Olivero. If Cooper Flag isn't playing, then I'll like Arizona's chances more at that point. It'll be interesting to see how there is. Auburn. I am not terrified of Auburn the way that I was like a month or two ago.
You should be. You should be. Why?
What?
Why not?
I don't know. I've watched him. I watched him today against Ole Miss. I wasn't blown away.
How about this?
They've appeared beatable the last 10 days or so.
How about this? Let me just paint a picture for you. Trey Townsend guarding Broom.
Oh, I mean, you could say that about anybody.
I know. Well, actually, it would be Tobe versus Broom because Broom played the 5 lately.
Yeah, I get it. I get
ADO
it.
guarding Chad Baker Mazzara.
Well, ADO's not going to play in that game. He's going to play 5 minutes.
I'm just saying, they're good. They're really good.
And Pearl is I was going to say he's only made the Elite Eight twice in 25 years as a coach. That matters.
You also got to understand, I'm never going to talk bad about my Jewish brother, Bruce Pearl, like that. So,
do we decide, is he the best Jewish coach? Hey, Brogan, who's the best Mormon coach?
Might just made him extra Jewish by calling him Bruce Perlman.
Yeah,
who is the best?
Who is the best
Mormon?
LDS coach,
Mormon?
Brogan?
Let me look this up.
The best LDS coach,
Lavelle
Larry
Edwards?
Kristoviak?
No, right
Lavelle
now,
Edwards?
Mormon coaches.
Oh, it's probably Lavelle. Oh, yeah, but no
here's
basketball.
your choices. Here's your choices.
What do you got?
Dave Rose, Mark Pope, Mark Madsen. Oh man, there's just no.
Mark Matson's LDS?
Yeah.
Did you know that?
Oh no, it's easy. Kevin Young.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, Kevin Young. Well, although I know I like Mark Pope. Mark Pope's
Right
got
now,
a good
Kevin
job.
Young and Mark Pope, Mark Matt. Yeah, not bad.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And Dave Rose was good. He's not on the level of the other.
I like Dave
Rose
Rose.
was
He's a nice guy.
Is Dave Rose still coaching somewhere?
No.
Mm-mm.
I think he might be like a special. No, I was gonna say
Um,
special advisor somewhere, but he's not. I just looked it up.
yeah, Kevin Young. I like Kevin Young. I like BYU. I like Red Auerbach Jewish. Yes, Red Auerbach is the greatest Jewish coach of all time. This is true.
Well, we talked about this earlier. BYU, if Catchings comes back for his sophomore season, BYU is going to be a top 6 or 7 team in the country.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would agree. No, I agree with that. Yeah, exactly. Plus, they got the Dalen Hall guy coming back. Safford, the Salt Lake City of the South. I like that.
Mike, Bryce James, state champion.
Hmm.
They just won. Congrats to Bryce James.
Yes. Interesting. All right. Now let's see. I'm serious about this. I want Louisville beating Duke, and I want Duke's region. I don't want Duke's region. I don't want anything to do with Duke unless.
Well, by the time Arizona plays Duke, Flag's had 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah,
So
I don't want anything to do with Duke.
Where's that game? Where's that? That game would be at
Charlotte.
Yeah, like you don't want to play
something like that, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm gonna look it up real quick because that's where it gets bad too.
Safford is the Ogden of the South.
Yeah, I don't know.
All right, everybody. We did very, very good. Yeah. Well, I mean, I didn't do good. They did well, and you guys are awesome. All right, now let's read the super snaps again. We got a lot of super snaps. What do we got? We had so many yesterday. Pugs and Ugs, $2.99 super sticker. Thank you very much. Lance, $2. Henry wasn't doing much, then closed it out. Big Hank. All right, what else do we got? Hunting Arizona, enjoy the process. $4.99 question for all of you. Over under one Big 12 team makes Final Four. I think one makes it in. Okay, now what else do we got? Jerry Reyes, the great Jerry Reyes, $19.99 BTFG girth. BTFG 1999 girth. Okay, what else we got? Come on, bring Meisner, $5. Big game tomorrow, but if the Cats can shoot like an eye, like our odds. Boom, boom, boom. All right, are the Wildcats peaking in March? $4.99 Jerry B. Well, that'd be a good one. Now, let's see here. Udafo, down goes Clemson. Sorry. All right, what else we got? Kobe, $1.99. Toppin is soft. Kobe is silly. What else we got? Let's see here. Mr. Tyler Warden, we eat tortillas in Tucson, Kiss a Saguaro, and BTFD. Yeah, look at Sheer. Sheer looks like a bodyguard or something in that. Lance, $10. Yeah, I was gonna say, where's your Kalishnikov at? Now every time, do they still use Kalishnikovs? Are those still like?
Yeah, Shelby's got a couple of those.
Shelby has a Kalishnikov. Brogan, you have guns. Do you?
Three.
You have a Kalishnikov. Shelby really has a Kalishnikov.
Yeah.
Brogan, you have a Kalishnikov?
I don't think I know what that is.
It's a rifle.
Come on, you don't know what that is.
How do you not know what a rifle? You're a hunter.
An expert marksman.
No, I do not have a Kalishnikov.
I just Googled them. How much they cost? I'm probably gonna get.
How much do you get a Kalishnikov for?
I'm looking right now because I'll buy you one, Mike. Like 1,500. You want
1,500?
one? You want to bring one
Oh,
on the plane?
Would Janet
what's that?
approve? Would Janet approve that?
No. My dad has. Hey, you want to hear something funny? My dad's got a gun, but it's not really a gun though, because he's got to when he wants to go fire it, he has to assemble it and then unassemble it when he gets home, per my mom's orders.
So
Yes,
someone breaks
exactly.
in, he'll just take the gun and throw it.
Yeah, he's like, hey, can you give me like 15 minutes? I got to assemble this gun here. Yes.
Hey, give me 4
Come back
minutes.
in 5 minutes.
Oh, mom's in there. Janet L. Mom's in the comments.
Janet was going at ESPN crazy tonight. I was.
Oh, did you see? Mom was tweeting. Mom was tweeting at ESPN, and she was pissed. I like it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hey, Mom
All
needs
right.
to step up her Super Snap game, though.
Yeah, Mom, send me money. Yes.
Send us your hungry children.
Yes, Mom, your child is starving over here in the corner. And Ted doesn't have any cheese bones. Okay, every time U of A needed a point to end Tuck's run, it felt like they got it. Molly the dog got some treats. Yes, whoop, whoop, whoop. All right, what else do we got? John Taylor, 499, can't watch, busy, but March Trey is not a myth. BTFD, very much appreciate that. All right, KJ Lewis, heck of a stat line, Udifo. Yes, that's in your face. All right, Wilbur's Big Burner, 199, gritty win. Wop, 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 wop. I will see you in SRS. Okay, now, let's see. Cat shot 50% for 3 and controlled the whole game. My bad spacers. No, Meisner. No, my bad spacers. Michael Klinicky. Hey, Mike, are the other players starting to dislike KJ from what you hear? What's his attitude? Also, Jason's still awesome. Olive 52. Oh, yeah, yes. I don't know. I don't know that they dislike him. I have no clue on that one. No clue. What else we got? AZ Wildcat fan. Need to go win this Big 12 championship. Need to end Houston's momentum and make up our rival in football. Need some bragging rights. Yes, football is so far out of my mind at this point.
Dude, spring football starts on Monday.
I know. I got the email, and I'm like,
Is it Monday or Tuesday?
Yes. Put this in this Tuesday, I believe. Put this in this new the super rainy snaps fund. Grant Winkler, very much appreciate you. All right, now let's see here. Mike, let's see here. Mike, how much fun is this Pac-12 tournament, or much more fun is this the Pac-12 tournament? Way more fun. Yes. Okay, let's see here. Time for a My Bad Spacers from Michael L. Luke. No. There will not be. Verbinski. Hank Vasar spacing the floor completely changes our offensive dynamic for the good. Let it flow, Michael. My Bad Spacers cleanse your soul. No. But thank you for the money. Jeremiah Dibble, Caleb Lyle, haters and piss. Yes, I like it. Okay, and all right. Land the man with the master plan. Oh, yeah, Andy Reid, duh.
Yeah, he was at the game. He was at the game today.
And Mike Leach is LDS?
No, not anymore.
Well, I mean, but he was. Land, is Mike Leach really LDS?
Yeah,
Somebody look that up.
He still would be.
No, absolutely not.
I don't. Interesting.
He was raised as a member of LDS. He was.
Yeah. Hey, I got one for you in college basketball. Is Randy Bennett LDS?
If he is, you don't act like it.
Right.
Well,
right.
Let me ask you this, Brogan, off the top of your head. Randy Bennett from Mesa. What does your gut tell you?
I don't see it in Randy Bennett. I don't think
is that more incriminating than Jacob Franklin from Mesa?
I just looked up Mormon coaches. I didn't realize a lot of these.
Who else you got?
I didn't realize Kellen Moore was LDS.
Boise State
dominating the coaching tree.
Don Shula was LDS.
Don Shula was LDS?
Bill Belichick is LDS.
Bill Belichick's LDS? Mike Tomlin, LDS?
No, I'm serious. Bill Belichick is LDS, supposedly?
Bill Belichick is really... Did you know that, Lan?
Wait a second.
Bill Belichick.
Andy Reid definitely is.
I knew Andy Reid was.
They were at BYU, but they're not LDS. Okay, there it is. All right.
Who?
Belichick spent time at BYU.
Well, that doesn't mean he's LDS.
No. I was just making sure Google's right.
Okay. All right. Who else?
It doesn't matter, dude. The Jewish collection of college basketball coaches is literally the best in the country.
It is an impressive list.
Led by Doug Gottlieb. We are resilient.
Is Doug Gottlieb going to be the coach there next year?
Yeah, one more year.
Yeah, they already announced he was going to be.
That he's coming back so he can suck again.
He announced it on his radio show.
I love too about how his one stipulation was he still had to be able to do his radio show 10 times or like for 5 hours a day or whatever. Yeah. Anyways. All right. On that note, though, very, very much. Oh, hey, everybody, put the merch in there again. Cody James Martin. Everybody, hit the like button. Hit the like button. Big 12 Bobby. That's where we very much like Big 12 Bobby here helping us out. All right, John Brogan, you're the man. You're the best LDS jump shooter in this trio right here.
If we hurry up, we can watch Duke Brennan second half.
Is Duke Brennan LDS?
No.
Maybe.
I'm just saying he's right now.
I don't know.
Why not? Claim him.
Yes.
O.J. Simpson, not a Jew.
Yes. All right. Okay. All right. On that note, though, no, this is getting off the rails. It's going to get us into a lot of trouble. All right. John Brogan, Jason Shearer. I am merely Mike Luke. We will be back with you on the post. Hey, Brogan, can you play tomorrow? Do I have to ask Jessica?
No, I'm out for tomorrow. I'm going to be on the. I'll be on the road tomorrow.
We got to bring in
the
that
Holy
Punch
Land.
Benoit. We got to bring in. Oh, the Homelander. Are you going back to the Mecca? Are you going to Utah?
Brogan's going to the Homeland.
Yeah. Where in Utah? Where in Utah do you go?
Salt Lake.
Salt Lake.
That's not LDS. That doesn't count.
I'm going to a suburb of Salt Lake, but American
Pomeranian or whatever.
No, that's Arizona.
Oh, that's
gone way too long.
All right. Anyways, for Brogan, for Shearer, everybody in the chat, you guys are fantastic. Land the man with the master plan. Very much appreciate you putting those ones in there. Mother Luke, getting in there saying that Vance Luke would have to disassemble the gun and then assemble it if there was an intruder coming in. You guys, Sundance Wicks.
What about
Fun fact: a buddy of mine at work went to high school with Sundance Wicks.
He's good friends with the
coaching basketball with him. Mm-hmm.
Where did Sundance go to high school?
Somewhere in Gillette, Wyoming. And then he went to Wyoming and played basketball at Wyoming.
Where did he go? I don't know where he went to high school.
I like Sundance. I've met Sundance twice. He was a good dude. Anyways.
What a story. What a story.
On that note, though, we'll be back with you tomorrow. TTFN. Ta-ta for now. You've been listening to the AC12 podcast.